the getting go-getter. I'm offering deals so good, they're worth crawling under the bullets and over the barbed wire it took to get here.
Hey, stranger! You're one of those... I can't remember what, but I need help and hear you folks will do good deeds for free. Hey, stranger! Please, you gotta help me. They're gonna railroad me into a guilty verdict. Then I'll be declogging sewer sediment tanks until I'm dead enough to mulch. They're saying I murdered an officer, but they don't care what I've got to say about it. They just want me locked in here until they pen me in the sewers. I've absolutely no notion as to why. I've never been in no kind of trouble. I'm a good employee, I do my job, and I don't complain. And honestly, I actually like Chief Cuddy. He'd get you extra shifts if you asked, and only ding your pay if you really screwed up. And sometimes, if you really had to go, he'd even cover your bog breaks, pro bono. I'd never have hurt the chief, even if you offered to pay me to do it. I don't think nobody killed Cuddy. I was there, that's why they think I did it, and he was fine. Well, he was fine up until he wasn't, and then he just swole up and died. But the way he swole up, it's something Cuddy always said might happen. Only it don't make no sense that it happened now. We were eating chow at our post. Cuddy asked me to try his because it tasted funny, but I tried it and it was fine, just like mine. Then he just swole up, turned blue, and died. I made a ruckus, which called everyone in, and all they saw was him dead and me fine. So Security Officer Abner charged me with murder and threw me in here. It was exactly what Cuddy said would happen if he ate Crabble. He was deathly allergic to Crabble. But we ate Sisty stew, fresh from the can. And ain't no Crabble in Sisty stew. What? No, he just had an allergy and knew what would happen if he ate Crabble. I can't believe you might be my best shot at getting out of this. But that's still gotta be how he died. So, I need you to talk to Security Officer Abner, remind him of the allergy, and let him toss all my gear. He won't find Crabble anywhere. No, that was days ago, and they tossed out the rest of the stew. So I don't even know if the docs will still be able to tell it was allergies that did in Cuddy. He will. He has to. It's the truth. I didn't murder nobody. Please, make him understand.
Well, what have we here? You couldn't look less Auntie's choice if you tried. So what are you doing in our fort? You happened to speak with my prisoner without my permission. Why by law would you do that, and why shouldn't I lock you up for it? Durbin sent you? Why? You certainly ain't a certified pre-inhumation inquisitor. Oh, lovely. And just what is it you think you can do for me? You ain't even carrying a masticating tissue scrutinator. You just gonna guess what manner of poison killed folk? So far as I can tell, it's a simple case of killing to get ahead. Chief Cuddy and Trooper Bardot were sharing a table for supper. There was nothing wrong with the food. The whole fort ate the same thing. And 10 minutes later, Cuddy was bloated, discolored, and looking all to law like he'd been poisoned. There are no other suspects, just Bardot. She swears she's innocent, but they always say that. And I can't possibly figure how that could be. Yes, I walked over, saw Cuddy's body, saw Bardot screaming her fool head off, and I put her in cuffs. Case closed. Now, I'm waiting for a specialist to affirm my theory, so I can get on with my other 1,000 duties need doing. You wouldn't believe what this mess is taking out of my schedule. What? How could that be? I made the stew myself and every one of us ate it. What? That's ridiculous. It was nothing but canned sisty stew. Stew that I can... Oh. Oh no. Oh, did you say Crabble? Well, he told everyone that. But that ain't exactly the same as it actually being true. See, Cuddy was what you'd call a complainer. He complained about the food. He complained about the weather. He complained about his bunk. He complained about everything. He's also somebody's nephew. Some junior executive. And if you gave him reason enough to complain about you, he'd take it up with his uncle, and it'd come back down in your head. Law, no. Or at least, not on purpose. Half his gripes were really nothing but reasons to grouse. But if you push back too hard, he'd run to his uncle. So most of us just ignored him, assuming he was constantly full of it. And didn't think twice about doing things like stretching the stew with canned Crabble stock. What? No, it was an accident. Nobody would have, at least nobody'd mean to. Law, his uncle is gonna see me transferred to mid-operation engine cleaning on the claim. Unless, hey, how'd you like to make some bits? Some real bits? And keep a tragic accident that'll lead to the end of a promising career, total secret? Well, no, not yet you haven't. See, I can't just let Bardot go. There'd be questions, accusations, and assumptions as to who was responsible, and that's no kind of solution. And even worse, since there's apparently nobody coming to do an autopsy, I might have to just send Bardot to the claim to start her sentence on all available evidence. Absolutely. That's only fair. I'll both free Bardot and compensate you for your effort. So we got this thing. An acidic dematerializer that we use to melt mantisaur dung, so it don't call in the local wildlife. But it'll actually work on anything organic. Anything. That means if someone used it to melt Cuddy, there would be no body, which would mean no autopsy, which would mean no evidence, which would end the investigation. I'd do it myself, but my boss said she's on her way for a surprise inspection, so I can't leave. But if you go find one and melt the body, I'll make it worth your while. Well, then she's cleared, of course. No more questions asked. She goes free, you get bits, I get on with my life. Deal? Thank law. You'll find Cuddy inside the tower, but you'll have to sneak your way past the guards. It simply wouldn't do for me to announce your intentions to the base. Then come back and tell me when I've got no more evidence to hold Bardot and can draw this whole thing to a close.
What's happening? Are you making any progress? Thank you, but please...
You, the getting go-getter. I'm offering deals so good, they're worth crawling under the bullets and over the barbed wire it took to get here.
This melodious little ditty was dedicated to
You ain't got
novice
clearance to
Gertrude
come this
Power.
way. One step more and you die.
Has taken great interest in your figure work and projections.
Warning, the following song mentions some actions that are improper, something your fractions should never be.
Probability and the grand plan. There can be no discussion of the grand plan without also entertaining a deep contemplation of probability. Our ability to predict events to varying degrees of certainty is fundamentally rooted in statistical mathematics. Statistics, at its heart, is naught but data. Data that is gathered, collated, and subjected to analysis. But what is the role of chance in that analysis? Let's look at the interpretation of pure chance. If one flips a perfectly balanced coin, it will land on heads with a 1 in 2 chance, or tails with a 1 in 2 chance. But are there really 2 outcomes? Is there not one specific
As determined, you're listening to Grand Plan Wireless. For transpiring events, philosophical profundities, informed insight into the future, also music. Exactly at the predicted hour, it's another installment of Ask Vicar with Vicar Megsai. A listener asks, who was the charismatic mathematician, and why do we call him thus?
Truly an inquiry for the ages. We know what he was. A progenitor of the order, the man responsible for elevating it from academic advisory board to a humanity-saving belief system. The answer to who he was is more elusive. No one knows his true name, which is lost in the annals of history. The sobriquet of charismatic mathematician comes from his early days as a professor emeritus of cognitive mathematics. His lectures were known to leave students in tears, on the verge of mental transcendency. Yet the subject of his teachings are outside the scope of today's question. We must respect the process. If anyone wishes to know what the charismatic mathematician actually taught, simply ask, and I will answer in a later installment of Ask a Vicar. If you're feeling anxious about what's next, just wait. Things to come have a way of constantly happening. The future is colliding with the present every moment.
Next up, well, the seers among you already know.
Get you gone.
You've returned. Did you bring the pupa for me?
I've been told Chief Cuddy's corpse has gone missing. Which is a surprise to both of us, I'm sure. Thank you for your help. You've saved 2 careers today and allowed us to put this whole miserable affair behind us. Of course. Debts left unpaid decays our character and all of anti-society. And this torrid affair has come close enough to doing both already. Regardless, it's nothing but ink in the ledger now. And speaking of ledgers, Bardot is free. And here's the balance for yours. Which means we're done.
Traveling at the velocity of light through the vacuum of space on our primary band, this is Grand Plan Wireless, the informed, sourced, peer-reviewed sound of scientism. The Office of Hindrance Deterrence and Obviation has posted the following for venturesome pursuers of justice and fortune. A bounty for the lives
You did it! You actually did it! I can't believe you could get it done. Thank you, thank you, thank you! I'm so glad to be out of that damn cage. Someone else's crime. So you know what happened? That good-for-nothing rung leech! That dunderhead! I can't believe he'd... Oh, he's about to learn that poor Chief Cuddy's not the only one with executive contacts in the family. My cousin's a VP in R&D who used to head testing on Numa. Abner's going to spend the rest of his downright miserable life wishing he just confessed and took what's coming. That makes me extra thankful for what you did. If it'd been left in Abner's hands, he'd have made sure they'd thrown me in a hole so deep, even the Sprats wouldn't come visit.
Is recommended. Quoted on demonstrant here's an easy acronym. Elucidate and demonstrate. QED. Get to the point and do not vacillate.
Anyway, sure.
You've checked your work and verified your data. Send in your proof. Don't wait for later. You've crossed your T's. You've dotted your I's.
Anyway, sure.
The only thing that's left is publicize. QED. Quickly elucidate and demonstrate. QED. Get to the point and do not vacillate. Vaseline.
You have tuned your receiver to Grand Plan Wireless. We verify before we amplify.
You too can reach the pinnacle of refreshment with Omega Point Tea, available in standard and recaffeinated versions. A taste this transcendent can only be formulated by the Order of the Ascendant.
Never forget, we will unlock humanity's true potential. In due course, in due time, each fulfilling our prescribed role within the grand plan. And now a song from a composer predicted to have 3 well-liked melodies and become allergic to water this year.
Let me know when you needed a stretch. Looking a few quarts low, Commander.
Done weapon ready, Commander. Adversary.
Don't make me bury another agent. Appreciate a little help, Commander.
And become allergic to water this year.
Let me know when you needed a stretch.
Vitals are in the red, Commander.
And become allergic to water this year.
Generating prime.
Ready to waste this on your command.
Done weapon ready, Commander.
Please continue to enjoy the
Let me in. Help me out.
Target analyzed.
I'm a little busy bleeding out if you haven't noticed.
Fortification in progress.
Tertiary Adjunct School of Numismatics. Order of the Ascendant. Today's lecture will focus on the
Vital pressure.
And become allergic to water this year.
Generating primes, techniques, and uses. Good day and welcome again to Advanced Abstract Algebraics, Section 4, Session 43. Please continue to enjoy the background music, which I have selected today based on its arithmetic-based harmonic progressions. My name is Edmund Vandersmythe, and I am the Senior Tenured Laureate of the Tertiary Adjunct School of Numismatics for the Order of the Ascendant. Today's lecture will focus on the generation of prime numbers, techniques, and uses thereof. I know. Prime numbers? Why so simplistic? Well, consider this a basic refresher course in remedial numismatics for those new to the order. I will start by explaining what a prime number is, despite the fact that you should have learned that definition decades ago while still in diapers. But no matter. I have been called many things, and repetitious is one of them. I have also been called redundant several times.
Sure.
Once I was called reiterative, if you can believe that. So, prime numbers. What are they? The simplest definition is this. Given the set of natural numbers greater than 1, let's call that set n2, then a prime